at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
NTA Language.
Jama'a masu kallon labaran NTA Hausa barkanmu da warhaka. Ni ne
Ekukale lode yin wise kudede.
Igbo murum kachano.
Broadcasted in the language you understand better. Our programs. Transmitting on the Star Times platform 24 hours.
Àwọn onímọ̀ nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà.
Hukumar tara kudaden haraji ta ƙasa.
Alani na ọchịchị mba United Arab Emirates UAE.
The only channel that speaks your language.
Anyị ga-eweta akụkọ gbasara ọrịa ahụ nke wakporo obodo anyị.
Káyọ̀dé, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kọ́bìnrin, mo kí ọmọdé, mo sì kí àgbàlagbà.
Mu ci gaba da yi ma rundunar sojin ƙasar nan addu'a.
Ẹ kú lẹ́yìn tèmi, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa ètò yín ètò obìnrin tó dángájá.
Wàá fi
On the news tonight, federal government appoints heads of 5 federal health agencies. A legal agreement to fast-track repatriation of the Abuja loot from Switzerland signed between the federal government and Switzerland in Abuja. And focus on 8 existing small hydro dams selected to increase access to electricity in rural areas. A warm welcome to NTA Network News. I'm Elizabeth Banu and we're reaching you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital city. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the time has come for the entire nation to get on board in advocating for values and virtues that will move the nation forward, an imperative for which President Muhammadu Buhari has the required personal credibility. The Vice President expressed this view while interacting with a delegation of the Association of Advertising Agencies of Nigeria at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifadi reports.
The interaction with the delegation of the Association of Advertising Agencies of Nigeria centers on the need for a national reorientation campaign that matches the change agenda and activities of the Buhari presidency. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo stated that the president's honesty, integrity and credibility are values that would rekindle greatness in Nigerians and the kind Nigerians need to advocate. He disclosed that the National Orientation Agency, NOA, is already developing a framework for the reorientation campaign that would put the nation on the same page. President of the association, Kayode Oluwasono, called for the recomposition of the governing council of the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria.
The kind of campaigns, the kind of communication, we're talking about responsible, decent, progressive advertising. You cannot achieve it because it is the council that is set up to drive that.
He also pledged the association's support for the Buhari administration's initiatives on national unity, anti-terrorism, anti-corruption, and local content programs.
We've offered to actually come in to support government so that we can have professional, communication going out to the people. It's supposed to be strategic. It is no longer mass communication, just like mass communication. It's got to have depth, it's got to have strategy, and it's got to be well targeted.
Meanwhile, Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa says the president's engagement process with the Niger Delta militants is beginning to yield good results as calm is fast returning to the region.
The level of the states, we have tried to relate with them and to engage those who are willing in acquiring skills, some of them into agriculture. Since last year, we have engaged some of them. We also tried to engage some of them in intelligence gathering, and they're able to share information with the security agencies and the government. These are issues we've been undertaking.
The governor said the people are looking forward to having a maritime university in the state, which it is believed will bring more development to them. In the State House, Jude Onifade, NT News.
A legal agreement that will fast-track the repatriation of the Abuja loot from Switzerland and also tackle other financial crimes has been signed in Abuja. Minister of State Foreign Affairs Khadija Abba Ibrahim signed the mutual agreement on behalf of the federal government, while the Swiss ambassador to Nigeria, Eric Myers, signed on behalf of the Swiss Federation. Gabriel Odu reports.
I wish to express the appreciation of the federal government of Nigeria on the willingness of the government of Switzerland to support the anti-corruption agenda of the present administration, and to note the importance of the repatriated funds in facilitating essential development in Nigeria.
States must thus cooperate in order to fight transnational organized crime, corruption, money laundering, the drug trade, etc.
In 2005, the Swiss Federation returned $720 million and now is in the process of returning $321 million as the second batch of the looted funds.
Nigeria has some new cases to submit to Switzerland. This will be able to do through this new MOU that we just signed today.
I think it's a welcome development in that it makes the bureaucracy of repatriating money from Switzerland much quicker and easier.
In August 2014, the United States Department of Justice announced the largest forfeiture and return of $480 million of Abuja loot to the Nigerian government. In Abuja, Gabriel Udu, NTA News.
The Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing says it is focused on completing critical ongoing projects. The Minister of State for Power, Works and Housing, Mustafa Shehuri, stated this when he received a delegation from the International Monetary Fund, IMF. The visit of IMF, a periodic interface and evaluation of Nigeria's infrastructural development, is aimed at identifying areas for possible collaboration. Mustafa Shehuri noted that the ministry has over 200 ongoing road projects in different parts of the country. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has charged staff of the Nigerian Embassy in Spain to remain loyal and patriotic in their service to fatherland. The minister was speaking when he visited the Nigerian Embassy in Madrid, Spain. Anthony Forson reports.
But assured that it won't be long, Nigerians will smile again.
What we believe in that the government is a government for all Nigerians. No part of Nigeria will be marginalized. Economic development would go around everybody.
He said the president is systematically working to revamp the economy, ensure that security is sustained, while families on their own can afford to feed and live well. The minister assured them that the federal government has introduced programs and policies that are targeted at the less privileged in the society, which will in turn take them out of poverty. Responding on behalf of the embassy staff, Shola Akinlude expressed gratitude for the visit and assured the minister that they will convey to all Nigerians in Spain the giant strides being achieved by the federal government back home in Nigeria. In Madrid, Spain, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Hard times await smugglers of arms, small ammunition and other illegal harmful objects as the Nigeria Police and Customs Service meet to strategize and reinforce commitment to confront the issues headlong. Bonaventure Wodo has the report.
It is the major fallout of discussion between the Acting Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, and the Comptroller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ali. They observe that insurgency, kidnapping, armed robbery, and other social vices thrive because of unencumbered access to illegal arms.
Smuggling of small arms is one of the
biggest objective of not only Nigerian custom but globally. The World Custom Organization is one of the most key fundamentals of their operation, and therefore we have no choice, but especially in Nigeria where we are now inundated with the issue of fighting insurgency. Therefore, small arms influx is a must that we must curtail it.
Ours is, providing backup to their operation, providing security at the border areas to stop the influx of, these small arms and, some of these small, explosives and other things that come in through the borders.
To commence the operations, the police and custom will undergo joint capacity building along with other security agencies. Bonaventure Wood, NTA News.
Still on security matters, Minister of Defense Mansour Mohammed Dan Ali says there is need for both civilians and security agencies to collaborate in achieving lasting peace and unity in Nigeria. The minister said this when he paid a courtesy visit on the Bayelsa State Governor, Seriaki Dixon. Samuel Numanengi reports.
It is in Bayelsa State to assess Operation Delta Safe and improve unnecessary areas, especially welfare. He said youths benefiting from the federal government amnesty program and locals in trouble spots will be trained and included in the security architecture to fish out those involved in various crimes and criminality.
We are preparing also in case the peace or negotiation also was not favorable. So we are also in our own side making all the necessary security arrangements so that there will be peace in Niger Delta.
We have allowed a truce so that whoever want to come and talk can be given that opportunity.
Represented by his deputy, Rear Admiral Gwebia Jonah, the governor, Henry Seriaki Dixon, said the state government is doing everything possible to ensure that there is peace in the state.
We want peace in this area for business to thrive. We want peace for investors to come. We want to actually open this place as a tourist haven, tourism to thrive. But where there are bombs everywhere, you can't get anybody coming.
The defense minister was accompanied on the visit by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Bayomi Olonishakin, Commander Operation Delta Safe, Admiral Joseph Okoje, and other high-ranking officers in the military. In Yenagoa, Samuel Nomonengi, NTA News.
The curriculum of the National Defense College has been redesigned to accommodate training that will ensure its fellows play a vital role in the evolution of military thoughts to meet the challenges posed by the emerging threats to national security. The college secretary, Air Vice Marshal Uko Etim Ebong, stated this while briefing newsmen on the activities lined up for the forthcoming graduation ceremony of course 24 participants in Abuja.
Is to further enhance the capability of the senior officers on strategic leadership. And this has gone down well in fighting war against insurgency.
Defense correspondent KG Busari Ahmed reports that the Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, is expected to deliver the graduation lecture next Wednesday, while the graduation proper is slated to hold on Friday next week. 130 participants drawn from the armed forces and paramilitary services, as well as allied countries, will be graduated. The federal government has launched a youth empowerment scheme in agriculture to address joblessness amongst youth as well as boost national food production. River Basin Development Authorities are being repositioned for effective management of the scheme. Musa Baba Aliu reports.
The idea behind the Graduate and Youth Empowerment Scheme, which was the concept of Sangai Integrated Farm Model, is to boost national food production as well as provide job opportunity for youth nationwide. Under the scheme, the federal government, through the River Basin Development Authorities, will provide hectares of irrigable land with irrigation facilities and extension services for the project. At the Lower Niger River Basin project site located in Kogi State, where the Minister of Water Resources flagged off the takeoff of the scheme, 200 hectares have been allocated to 50 youth for crop production and fish farming. Crops such as maize and rice will be cultivated, targeting 2 to 5 tons per hectare and about 1,000 to 270 tons of fish to be produced annually. It is expected that 1 hectare of the cultivated land will generate employment for 6 farming families.
The target is that we hope that this kind of schemes can eventually be established in all the 109 senatorial districts of this country. And we are going to be collaborating with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in that regard.
Kogi State government pledged to support the federal government to ensure the success of the project in the state.
We have approved a loan of about 2 billion naira that you are free to apply for this loan and you will be given.
The youth engaged in the scheme would be linked to financial institutions to boost their businesses. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of heads of 5 agencies under the Federal Ministry of Health. They are Dr. Chikwe Adrias Ihekweazu to head the National Center for Disease Control. Dr. Sani Aliyu is to take charge of the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, while Professor Babatunde Lawal Salako is now the head, Nigerian Institute for Medical Research. Others are Professor Echozuna Ezianu Lue for the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, and Professor Usman Yusuf is the head, National Health Insurance Scheme. This is contained in a statement issued by the Director of Press, Bolaji Adebiyi, in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. This is NTA Network News, and you can also watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or the Apple Store if you use iOS, the devices with iOS. Former Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly declared winner of Imo North Senatorial rerun election. This and more stories when Network News returns. Stay with us.
If you hear a bomb explosion or gunshots of an active shooter, that might be a terror attack. At such times, always remember 3 action words: run, hide, report. Don't try to run towards the terror scene to save the situation, because there might be a second bomb blast or another attack. Run far away and take cover. Make sure you are safe first. Yes, it is in our nature to sympathize over the hurt, but remember, only trained personnel can help in such situations. When in a secured environment, promptly call relevant authorities and help will come. For anonymous reporting, call 09630-3250-5 or 0813-2222-106. If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
When you think of it, there's no such thing as a right size. There's only the size that's right for you. Our needs are different, so choose the size that suits your needs. Introducing the MTN Extra Value Bundles. Call and data bundle plans designed to suit any size of life. Load 1,000 Naira to get a medium bundle and choose between more of voice or more of data. Whichever you choose, you get amazing extra value. Bundles are also available in large and extra large. Dial *131# to get started.
My father said opportunity knocks every minute. He used to say to me that even the rising sun is an opportunity. A man must give each day everything. I live by those words. Just 1 minute of one day can change everything. Every day he stepped out with the belief that today might just be that day.
At FCMB, we believe every day is a new opportunity.
Let's help you step forward and take it. FCMB, My Bank and I.
Introducing new Dettol multi-surface cleaner for a healthy home. Some cleaners don't kill germs, others kill germs but don't clean properly. New Dettol multi-surface cleaner gives you 10 times better germ kill, 10 times better cleaning, and all-day freshness for a healthy home.
Germs, oil and dirt cause blemishes and uneven skin tone. You need Dettol Even Tone. It removes 99.9% of germs and is formulated to remove excess oil and dirt, helping to reduce blemishes. New Dettol Even Tone.
The 5th edition of the Town Hall meeting organized by the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture for the Southeast Zone comes up on Monday, August 1st, 2016 at the Nick Lake and Resort Hotel, Enugu State at 9 a.m. The good people of the Southeast will use the occasion to interact with the Honorable Minister on government's policies, programs and activities. Honorable Ministers attending the town hall meetings are Foreign Affairs, Agriculture, Industry, Trade and Investment, Environment, Health, Solid Minerals, Labour and Petroleum. Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, announced.
Guys, TGIF!
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 See you later!
See you later!
Bye-bye!
Now the real turn-up is online. Thank Glow, it's Friday. Now you can enjoy 3 gigabytes for 500 naira on weekends. Dial *777#.
Hello, Steve. Oh, not there now.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data. Growth failure and stunting, impaired intellectual development, rickets, attention deficit disorder, and even death are some of the consequences of malnutrition. According to UNICEF, 2.5 million Nigerian children are suffering from malnutrition, while about 500,000 are likely to die yearly from malnutrition. With these alarming figures and the malnourished state of children in the Northeast, wife of the President, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, in line with her Future Assured project, launched Get Involved, aimed at proffering solution to the problem of malnutrition in children. According to Aisha Buhari, with collective efforts from the Nigerian public, no child should lack a good nutritional diet. For inquiries and support, email programs@futureassured.org.ng. Get involved. Save a Nigerian child today.
Thank you for staying with us on NTA Network News. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared former Speaker of Imo State House of Assembly, Ben Owajimogu of the All Progressives Congress, APC, as the winner of Imo North Senatorial District rerun election held on Thursday, 28th of July. Imo State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Chief Nasir Ailawa, stated that Owajimogu scored 56,076 votes to defeat Ethan Achonu of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who had 43,815 votes. The results were the summary of votes of the July 23rd election and the rerun election of Thursday. And following an Abuja Federal High Court order in favor of Senator Ali Modu Sharif, he has formally announced plans to campaign for his factional governorship candidate, Matthew Ideorekeme, for the September 10th Edo State gubernatorial election. However, the Senator Ahmed Makarfi-led caretaker committee says the court order did not invalidate it. Correspondent Abdullah Garba reports.
For over 3 months now, the People's Democratic Party has been battling leadership crisis
that has defied political solution and turned to a legal battle. The Makarfi Committee was on July 4th recognized by a Federal High Court Port Harcourt. Then came another order from an Abuja Federal High Court barring the committee from taking any decision on behalf of the party. Basing his action on this court order, Senator Sharif said he remains the authentic chairman and will move to the party's secretariat next week. He also announced plan to pursue governorship campaign in Edo election with the factional candidate Matthew Idori Kenwe.
Nothing that Makarfi caretaker can do that will stand the test of time as long as the law is concerned. I was not perturbed for 1 second, but my number one priority today is go to Edo State and campaign for my...
In a swift reaction, however, the Ahmad Makarfi-led committee said the Abuja Federal High Court did not rule on its validity for Sharif to claim leadership of the party. The committee said it will explore a political solution before engaging in another legal battle in the interest of the party.
It must be emphasized that at no stage did the Honorable Judge set aside the judgment of Justice A.M. Liman of the Port Harcourt Division of the Federal High Court, which could have led to the dissolution of the National Caretaker Committee. It did not set it aside.
The committee says its planned convention August 17th in Port Harcourt is on course. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the standard bearer for the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Edo State governorship election, Godwin Obaseki, says his administration will accord attention to the provision of social amenities in rural areas and massive job creation. Godwin Obaseki stated this in company of Governor Adams Oshomole while in Irua in Esan Central Area Council of the state in continuation of the governorship rally. He promised to create women and youth empowerment centers in different parts of the state, in addition to making agriculture more attractive to further diversify the state's economy.
What to do is provide jobs. So as part of our agricultural program, we will focus heavily in making sure that we produce poultry.
Thank you for your trust. Vote for Godwin. Vote for Obaseki. Vote for Filishabu. Just vote APC.
Spokesman of the House of Representatives, Abdul Razak Namdas, says external investigation is welcomed over the controversy surrounding the padding of the 2016 budget, in addition to the House internal investigation. He was speaking on NTA's program Good Morning Nigeria. Timothy Yusuf reports that other guests on the program described the budget padding allegation as an assault on democracy and calls for thorough investigation.
The 8th House of Representatives started on a shaky note with the challenge of electing its principal officers. Since the emergence of Yakubu Dogara as Speaker, the House has tried to nurture peace and face legislative business. Lately, however, the House seems to be in a rumble following the removal of the chairman of the Appropriation Committee, Jibrin Abdul Mumin, who turned around to accuse some members of the House leadership of padding the 2016 budget. Spokesman of the House, Abdul Razak Namdas, explained why Jibrin Abdul Mumin was sacked and his allegations.
We are soon going to have another 2017 budget very soon. By October, you should be expecting probably if the executive can lay. So we wouldn't like to fall into the same situation.
Abdul Razak Namdas, however, notes that the House admits irregularities in the budget processes and that machineries are already being put in place to internally investigate the matter. Other guests on the program believe that the rumble is a good omen for the nation's democracy, as it is unearthing the hidden wrongs budget deals over the years in the legislature.
When you have a situation where individuals in the National Assembly simply concoct projects which have not been studied, which have not been analyzed, which have not been costed, insert them into the budget, just put amounts of money that has no correlation with the reality on the ground, then you are completely subverting not just the budget, but the process of governance.
At the end of the day, it is Nigerians who benefit from this crisis that we are seeing, and ensure that the whole issue of budget padding is brought to a closure, that the whole issue of constituency projects is reviewed.
They also accused civil servants of collaborating with the legislature in budget padding. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Government at all levels in Nigeria have been urged to invest more in the nation's judiciary to provide a conducive environment for optimal dispensation of justice in the society. This was the submission of speakers at the second National Dinner of Law Students Association of Nigeria, National Open University of Nigeria chapter held in Abuja. Chukunonso Mwabeze reports.
Since the inception of legal practice in Nigeria in the 18th century, the profession has recorded many landmark strides in the country's journey to nationhood. To sustain the momentum, legal experts at this event are exploring ways of strengthening faculties of law in the nation's universities to ensure that they produce thoroughbred lawyers that would maintain highest level of discipline as well as professionalism.
It is time to think out of the box and embrace legal education that transcends the conventional, that is not restricted to the brick walls of the classroom.
I want to urge all of you not to be despondent. Initial challenges you may be facing.
In his lecture titled Legal Education and the Future of Nigerian Legal System, Joseph Bamigboye, a senior advocate of Nigeria, stressed the importance of close monitoring of prospective lawyers to get rid of those that will smear the reputation of the noble profession.
It is clear that for a sound legal education and legal system, a sound knowledge of the law on one hand and adherence to integrity, character, and good conduct and decorum on the other are the twin pillars.
But at a moment like this, when the world is faced with all forms of social and moral vices, the students of law have chosen the path of honor.
Some distinguished Nigerians were recognized for their contribution toward the development of the legal profession, as well as the unveiling of the Kano Agabi National Moot Court competition. Chukunonso Nwabueze, NTA News.
You're watching NTA Network News. A member of the British Parliament and Trade Envoy visit Dangote plant at Lekki Free Trade Zone in Lagos. Let's now join Demola in our Lagos Network Center for this and business news. Over to you, Demola.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. A member of the British Parliament and Prime Minister Trade Envoy to Nigeria, John Howell, has described Dangote refinery and petrochemical plant as a viable investment with immense opportunities for wealth creation in Africa. He stated this during his visit to Dangote plant at the Lekki Free Trade Zone in Lagos. Ken Egbeluhe has details.
It was a fact-finding visit to get a first-hand knowledge of the massive investment by Dangote. The Prime Minister, Trade Envoy to Nigeria, who was taken on a tour of facilities at the refinery, petrochemical and fertilizer plants, described the huge investment by Dangote Group as the best thing that has happened in the African continent. He expressed the willingness of the British government to invest in Dangote's industry in particular and the country in general.
Increased awareness on the challenges facing persons living with disabilities, strengthening law enforcement agencies and the judiciary are key to ensuring that persons living with disabilities have access to justice. These were the views of resource persons at a stakeholders forum on the Lagos State Special Persons Law and Access to Justice for persons living with disabilities in Lagos. Annie Daniels reports.
In 2011, the Lagos State government passed into law a bill upholding the rights of all persons living with disabilities in the state. The aim is to protect them from all forms of discrimination and ensure equal rights and opportunities. Resource persons at this forum, however, noted that 5 years down the line, several organizations and institutions are yet to comply with the laws. They cited the law courts and police stations as places where there are no sign language interpreters, braille for the blind, guide maps in public buildings, and lack of desk officers in courts. This, they say, has made it impossible for the disabled to approach legal practitioners when the need arises.
Some of us that are interested in this course must continually sensitize government to why we must continually do something to improve the lot of people living with disability in our society.
The way out, they say, is by strengthening and improving the judiciary and legal enforcement processes, as well as training and retraining of personnel on the rights of persons living with disabilities in accessing public services. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
And now to business news. Strategic public-private partnership to stimulate growth and development of the nation's non-oil sector on the way, as government indicates commitment to tackling the various challenges faced by local manufacturers. Amechi Pius has details on business news.
It's nice to have you join us on business news. There are strong indications that the challenge is stifling the growth of the nation's industrial sector will soon be a thing of the past. This is because operators of the industry have entered into a strategic public-private partnership with government to come up with ways of tackling the many challenges faced by manufacturers. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment Dr. Okechukwu Enalama, at an interactive session with stakeholders, pledged government's commitment to the growth of the industrial sector with focus on the non-oil sector.
What are the problems? Which are the ones that can be addressed immediately? What are the things we can do that will take more time? And how do we make sure that we're working at them over that time process? So I would say it's been a very good session. We're very happy with the turnout. We're very happy with the engagement. We're very happy with the issues that have been raised, and our commitment as a government is that they will be addressed.
The meeting, which was at the instance of the minister, provided opportunity for operators to evolve more practicable approach to addressing the problems affecting the industry.
We are also effectively canvassing and promoting the idea of resource-based industrialization and utilization of local raw materials for production among our members.
And we do everything possible to clean up the environment for local industry to thrive. And we will develop capacity for local industry to access international markets.
The meeting brought together members of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, the National Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NACIMA, and other members of the organized private sector. And that's business news. Thanks for watching. Good evening.
You're still watching NTA Network News, coming to you from Lagos Network Center. We now take a break for some messages, after which the news continues from Abuja. Stay with us.
Guys, TGIF! TGIF! See you later! See you later! Bye-bye!
Now the real turn-up is online. Thank Glow, it's Friday. Now you can enjoy 3 gigabytes for 500 naira on weekends. Dial *777#.
Hello, Steve. Oh, not there now.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data. This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Darling, what's the matter? It's your birthday. Guests are already waiting at the pool.
It's headache, cold, pains all over my body.
Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet and powerful ingredients specially prepared to bring you fast relief from headache, body ache, cough, flu, cold, and fever.
baby. How are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold Time tablet.
Cold Time tablet also available in syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Cold Time anti-cold tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold Time anti-cold tablet, your visa to healthy living.
So Clean, the detergent brand trusted by millions of Nigerians, now with a new look. For decades, its 30% concentrated formula has been trusted to wash faster, brighter, cleaner. Introducing So Clean with new stain magnet technology. The new advanced enzyme formula pulls trapped dirt out of fiber like a magnet. So Clean, now with stain magnet technology for even better stain removal.
Finally, our first gig. The whole school is here. And that's when I spotted my secret muse. That was awful. I froze. I couldn't move. Pretty Fanta.
Fanta! Great flavors. Play it better with Fanta.
Introducing new Dettol multi-surface cleaner for a healthy home. Some cleaners don't kill germs, others kill germs but don't clean properly. New Dettol multi-surface cleaner gives you 10 times better germ kill, 10 times better cleaning, and all-day freshness for a healthy home.
Germs, oil and dirt cause blemishes and uneven skin tone. You need Dettol Even Tone. It removes 99.9% of germs and is formulated to remove excess oil and dirt, helping to reduce blemishes. New Dettol Even Tone.
Thank you for staying with us on NTA Network News. Civil servants in the country have been implored to eschew envy and avoid corrupt practices which are inimical to national growth and development. Deputy Chief Imam of the National Mosque Abuja, Sheikh Ahmed Onilewura, gave the charge while delivering the Friday sermon. Mohammed Hamza Sheikh reports.
Following the adoption of the Tangier Declaration of 1994, which obliged African countries to commemorate African Day of Civil Service and Administration, the Nigerian Civil Service in 1999 joined other African countries to mark the occasion. The week-long celebration, according to top officials of the service, indicates the vital role of the Nigerian public service as a potent and veritable instrument for the formulation and implementation of government policies and programs.
It's a period where we come around and ruminate on the challenges of the service and how we can solve all those challenges, especially this hard time in our country where we need to put all our hands on deck to make sure that economically Nigeria gets back on track.
Imam Ahmad Onilewura, who described the Nigerian civil service as the engine room of national development, said it must not forget predestination.
They should remember that one day they will not be in that position anymore. And whatever they do now is going to be in record for the future. And that is why I encourage them, I advise them, I pray to them, whenever they have their pen, they should remember that a day is coming. Because today is yours, other day is going to be against you.
There were also prayers for the civil service, the nation, and its leaders and followers. Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTA News.
The federal government has selected 8 existing small hydro dams for development to increase access to electricity in rural areas using renewable options for sustainable economic growth. These are Tiga and Chalawa in Kano, Omi and Kankwe in Kogi, Jibia in Katsina, Doma Dam in Nasarawa, Ikere Gorge in Oyo, and Bakalori in Zamfara State. Hamza Musa Makarfi reports on expectations.
The Department of Dams and Reservoir Operation of the Federal Ministry of Water Resources in a 2013 publication says Nigeria has a total of 264 dams with a range of possibilities in water supply, irrigation, hydropower generation, fisheries and ecotourism. Out of the number, 200 are federal government-owned, 34 by states and 20 by private organizations. The larger ones for electricity generation in Kayenji, constructed in 1968, Jaba and Shiroro, as well as coming on board Zingeru, just as the take-up of Kashimbila and Mambila is crucial under the Buhari administration. But the government also has high hopes with the prospects of energizing small hydro dams, including this one in Doma of Nasarawa State. The perspective is to promote energy mix efficiency, develop agricultural value chain, promote small-scale industries and commercial activities in rural Nigeria.
I will very much encourage the Federal Minister of Power and any agency that is given the responsibility of utilizing this dam for power generation to step up efforts. We in Nassau will be ready to collaborate and cooperate and support all the initiative to provide for power generation through that dam.
We're looking forward in prayers that God will support the leadership of the country and bring to fruition the good intentions of Mr. President to provide in food, security, light, and what it takes to make Nigeria a better place.
An interministerial and agency committee inaugurated by the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has swung into action to submit its report between the first and second week of September. As Nigerians express high expectations, the committee is to, among others, come up with what needs to be done speedily to deepen access of electricity to rural communities in Nigeria. Hamza Musa Makalipi, NTA News.
Memorial lecture on 50 years of the first coup d'etat in Nigeria, plus fire outbreak at the UCH Ibadan. Let's now join Kemi in our Ibadan Network Center for details. Over to you, Kemi.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Good evening and welcome to Ibadan. A call has been made for an even distribution of the nation's wealth amongst all ethnic groups to engender development across the country. A political scientist, Professor Sisio Manwolise, gave the advice while delivering the 2016 annual lecture in honor of late Francis Adekunle Fajui in Ibadan. Correspondent Olumide Guntola has the details.
Professor Osisio Manwolise said injustice is the major challenge facing Nigeria, and thus government should be knowledge-based, coupled with research. He suggested dialogue, amendment of the Constitution through federalism, economic diversification, and recognition of true statesmen like late Lieutenant Colonel Francis Adekunle Fajui for posterity.
In the presence of injustice, there can be no peace.
Other speakers that cut across the three main ethnic groups in Nigeria, including the representative of Oyo State Governor, said 50 years after, Adekunle Fajui lives on.
For sacrificing his life for the sake of Yoruba land, armed forces, Nigeria, and humanity, we must keep these virtues alive.
Site where he was killed at Lalupon is going to be acquired by the government and turned to an Adekunle Fajui Memorial Park.
Son of the late icon, Donald Fajui was full of appreciation to all Nigerians. A 90th birthday posthumous award was also given to the Fajuis in recognition of the several service to Nigeria of their late father in Ibadan. Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
The Chief Medical Director of the University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan, Professor Temitope Malunge, says no life was lost to the inferno which gutted the accident and emergency unit of the hospital. Respondent Kemi Oshin reports.
The fire was said to have destroyed the accident and emergency unit and hospital equipment worth millions of naira. The Chief Medical Director, Professor Temitope Malunge, said all patients receiving treatment in the ward as well as staff members were safely evacuated during the incident.
The insulators are very inflammable, and I think the spark from the solar, dysfunctional solar system.
While calling on well-spirited Nigerians to assist the institution in having its own fire station to forestall future occurrences, Professor Alunga said the hospital management is working hard to ensure that the affected wards are repaired within a short time.
Once you put the roof on top of it, and we relay the cables. We're ready to go. So within the next 1 month, we should be back to full function.
Meanwhile, patients have been moved to the outpatient department of the hospital, which is to serve temporarily as the accident and emergency ward. In Ibadan, Kemi Oshin, NTA News.
And that's it from Ibadan. It's back to Elizabeth.
Thank you, Kemi. Investment in gas infrastructure will enable Nigeria harness and convert the natural gases into useful products that can serve the energy needs of the populace. Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, made this assertion at a consultative meeting with the head of an Israeli firm that specializes in the production of methanol, used as the primary fuel ingredient in automobile products. Science correspondent Kiran Umayo reports.
The main components of methanol is synthesis gas and hydrogen gas, which Nigeria has in abundance, but lacks the technology to convert them into alternative source of energy. This, Dr. Ogbonnaya says, can be explored through partnership with Dow Chemical of Israel.
With what Dow Chemicals will do in Nigeria, it will help us to utilize efficiently the enormous natural gas resource, because Nigeria has more natural gas than even crude oil. It will help us create jobs, which we need. It will help us grow our gross domestic product, which we need. It will reduce poverty in the country. And above all, it will help protect our environment.
The methanol is also a source for very clean energy, both for transportation, also can be used for electricity generation. Your country has a lot of natural gas, out of which you can make methanol, which is liquid.
The successful conversion of the nation's gas resources into viable petrochemical products like methanol, experts believe, will bring in additional foreign exchange into the country, improve electricity generation, as well as minimize environmental degradation caused by gas flaring in the Niger Delta region. Kiran Umayo, NTA News.
More on the foreign scene, execution of 4 drug convicts in Indonesia, and on sports, Stephen Keshi laid to rest. These stories and our weather on our final stretch. Stay with us.
Hey, I just had a shower, but why do I still feel so hot and sweaty?
Let me finish this and I will show you something surprising. Let's take a look. See, heat means sweat. Sweat brings germs. Dettol 100 times cool. It removes germs to leave you feeling clean, fresh, and 100 times cool. Beat the heat and germs with Dettol 100 times cool.
Dettol, endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association.
Xiaomi M5 Plus with a 50-20 milliampere battery that lets you play for up to 3 days on a single charge. Xiaomi M5 Plus, always in power.
A hectic lifestyle or overeating can cause a burning pain in your chest. That's heartburn. Take Gaviscon. 1 dose relieves in 3 minutes to soothe the pain of heartburn. It goes straight to the source to work for hours, providing long-lasting relief.
That's why I recommend Gaviscon.
I recommend Gaviscon. Gaviscon, fast relief you can actually feel.
If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
The production, distribution, and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people's camps. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Thank you for staying with us on NTA Network News. Indonesia's Deputy Attorney General Nur Rashman says the execution of 4 drug convicts is in keeping with the country's applicable law. Let's now join Chimdimma Ndibisi on Global Tidbits.
The Amnesty International has condemned Indonesia's execution of convicted drug traffickers by firing squad, describing it as a deplorable act which violated both local and international laws. Nigeria's Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Khadija Abba Ibrahim, has this to say on the execution, which involved 3 Nigerians and 1 Indonesian.
This is a diplomatic issue and it has to follow due process.
10 other drug convicts expected to be executed, with the 4 were granted last-minute stay of execution. The Indonesian Deputy Attorney General stated that the executions are only aimed at halting drug crimes. He also noted that the rest of the execution will be carried out. This killing makes it the 3rd round of executions under President Joko Widodo, who pledged to hit hard on drug traffickers after being elected in 2014. Chimdimma Ndubisi, NTA News.
The remains of former Super Eagles captain and coach Stephen Keshi have been laid to rest at his compound, Upologu, Ila Oshimili North Local Government Area of Delta State. The interment followed a church service at St. John's Evangelist Catholic Church. Family members, friends, and football family and fans paid glowing tribute to the late football icon. He's survived by 4 children. He died at the age of 54. And with the remains of former Super Eagles coach Stephen Keshi finally laid to rest in Ila Delta State Friday, Kenema Bodike goes down memory lane for the man popularly known as the Big Boss.
From a humble beginning in his football career with the then ACB Lions in 1979 on to New Nigeria Bank FC and then to professional stints in Africa, Europe and America, Stephen Okechukwu Keshi, the Boss, left indelible footprints on the sands of time. His remarkable career with the senior national team between 1981 to 1995 as a player was laced with gold, silver and bronze at different occasions. As captain of the Super Eagles, he won Africa Cup of Nations trophy at Tunis 1994 en route to the nation's first ever FIFA World Cup appearance in the USA 1994 edition.
He was a great player, he was a great coach, a great individual, but what can we do? God has taken him.
Stephen Keshi became coach of the Super Eagles in 2011, leading Nigeria to her 3rd Africa Cup of Nations title in South Africa in 2013 to become one of only 2 people, along with Egypt's Mahmoud El Gohari, to have won the title as both a player and a coach. Between 2004 and 2011, Keshi managed the Togolese and Malian national teams, qualifying Togo for the World Cup in 2006, just as it did Nigeria for the 2014 edition.
The Togolese FA came to the Federation to pay his last respect to Stephen Keshi. It tells you that people value work that you put in.
The CAF African Coach of the Year 2013 passed on at the age of 54 in Benin City, Edo State, June 7, 2016, after a heart attack. He was married to Kate, née Aborime, for 30 years, and both had 4 children. Kate incidentally died on December 10, 2015, after battling cancer for 3 years. Stephen Keshi was born in Azare, Bauchi State on January 23, 1962. For his love and contribution to the nation's football development, he will be fondly missed by many. Rest in peace, Stephen Okechukwu Keshi, the boss. In Abuja, Kenei Mabodike, NTA News.
And the death has been announced of Senator Onyeka Amadi Okorafor. Aged 74, Senator Okorafor represented Abia North in the Senate during the Third Republic in 1992 on the platform of the defunct National Republican Convention, NRC. Burial takes place on Saturday, 30th July in Abriba, Abia State. Senator Okorafor is survived by a wife, children, and grandchildren. And the death has also been announced of Madam Chikodili Winifred Onyedika. She was aged 89. Burial arrangements by the family indicate a wake keep on Wednesday, August 17th at her family home in Amangpume, Nsuku, Abatete in Anambra State. Funeral service will take place on Thursday, August 18th at Holy Trinity Anglican Church, Abatete at 10 a.m., followed by interment at the Onyedika compound. Late Madam Chikodili Onyedika is survived by many children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, including Mrs. Ngozi Nsien, a retired director with the NTA. And that's it on NTA Network News. We thank you for watching. From all of us here, it's good night.
This is the network service of the NTA.
If you hear a bomb explosion or gunshots of an active shooter, that might be a terror attack. At such times, always remember 3 action words: run, hide, report. Don't try to run towards the terror scene to save the situation, because there might be a second bomb blast or another attack. Run far away and take cover. Make sure you are safe first. Yes, it is in our nature to sympathize over the hurt, but remember, only trained personnel can help in such situations. When in a secured environment, promptly call relevant authorities and help will come. For anonymous reporting, call 09630-3250-5 or 0813-2222-106. If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
We intend to radically change Newman Street. My company has a track record of converting slums into new cities. Many years of experience has taught us to fish out allies within the communities we want to transform.
Don't listen to your husband. Listen to me. Give me a boy. And the two of you may never even have to work again.
Yeah, sharp guy, how are you? What's your name?
Akpos. America.
Oh, Akpos America.
Yeah, one. Love you too.
Wonderful wonder. Wonderful wonder.
Wonderful.
Nigeria.
Always pushing. I am running, but not for my life. I am a football field, not a battlefield. I am a mother, a father. I am 2 jobs. I am jumping, shooting, swimming toward a new world. I am not alone. I am a room full of friends. A crowd full of cheers. I am full of wonder. I am you. And together, we can change the world.
It's a sheer exhibition of your primitive atavistic tendency.
Oh, man. Any student who does not donate to my ministry will not be blessed by the ministry.
A phenomenon that defies the norm. A comedy and social satire that touches all, bears all, and shakes you up like never before.
Yeah, like, after now you go say, I mean, they talk all is about the thing where they have for this one.
Glow presents Professor John Bull, the biggest thing on your TV this season. Starring Kanayo Okanayo, Mercy Johnson, Queen Wokoye, Yomi Fash Lanzo, Funky Malam, Ime Bishop, Bimbo Akintola, Oguz Baba, Bidemi Kosoko, Junior Pope MC for God, Stephen Odigwe, and a host of other mega stars.
Intellectual pre-para.
Professor John Bull every Tuesday and Friday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. on NTA International, NTA Network, and Star Times.
The largest data network, Glow Unlimited.
Alade Amino lost the ball, and then it came down with Kobe Bryant with a backward. Getting players in the right place at the right time. That's to Alade. Down at speed.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Nigerian Movies Today. The show promises today to be really exciting. So if you ask me what we have in stock for you, I'll tell you from our interesting movies to our exclusive guest segment, our moment and event, our Nigerian star in diaspora. It's a whole lot to look out for. The show starts just after this. I am Adetoke. Let's take you straight to our movie of the week.
A writer once said that all animals are created equal, but some are more equal than others.
On our movie of the week is 8 Bars and a Cliff. The movie, produced and directed by Chioma Onyenwe, centers its storyline on a musically gifted artist with dyslexia and how he battles his anger issues, troubled past, a burdened relationship, and competition to stay at the top of the charts.
I was born with more than a handicap. A stepfather that hated me as much as I hated him.
You and others like you, I support her. Boss!
A mother who despised me.
Get out.
Get out! A sister who did much more for me than I could ever do for her.
You dog shot.
A friend I betrayed.
Oh, okay.
8 Bars and a Cliff features the cast of IBK Spaceship Boy, Linda Ejiofor, Bimbo Akintola, Kehinde Bankole, Wale Ojo, Ade Bantu, and others. It is a must-watch movie.
Nollywood has a whole lot to celebrate, from our picture quality to the quality of story we tell. Now, you would know that we are evolving, and for that, we should celebrate Nollywood. Next on our show's lineup is our exclusive guest segment, and we have an interesting personality in the studio. I bet you do not want to miss this.
On our exclusive guest segment this week is the versatile actress, choreographer, and a director, Najite Dede. Born in Freetown, Sierra Leone, she is the third of 6 children in her family and hails from Delta State, Nigeria. Najite has featured in several movies, some of which include Bar Beach Blues, Prince of the Savannah, 30 Days, SCID, It's Her Day, and recently in the sitcom The Ojos in the House. She has also appeared in stage plays such as The King Must Dance Naked, V Monologue, P.O., Private Lives, Iyale, The Secret, Lives of Buba, Segi's Wives, Color Me Man. Najite Dede has some web television series to her credit, some of which include Giddy Up, Sugar Season 4, Ojos in the House, and Crimson. Najite Dede, a multilingual artistic director of Clever Girl Theatre Company, has acquired over 15 years' experience in radio, television, film, and theatre.
2003, only one in 2,000 Nigerians had a phone. One company had a master plan. It allowed every Nigerian to have a phone. That same company was the first to bring in 2.5G, turning phones into mini computers. Then they began to lay their own undersea cable and to dig across the whole nation. But it didn't stop there. Social media meant that data was king. Industry sources acknowledge that Glo is the largest growing network in new data subscription. The master plan came into its own. And when you ask Glo about this, what do they say? Well, it doesn't stop there. It only just started.
Enjoy our new data overload. Double your data on every plan. Like 6 gigabytes for 2,000 naira, 12 gigabytes for 3,000 naira, and 24 gigabytes for 5,000 naira. Dial star 777 hash to select a plan. The largest data network. Glo, Grandmasters of the...
Joining me in the studio for our exclusive guest segment is a multifaceted personality. She is a scriptwriter, a stage director, a thespian. She is a whole lot packaged into one. Please join me in welcoming the beautiful Najite Dede.
Thank you.
Did I pronounce that well?
You got it.
I've been realizing the Najite. I just want to get it.
And thank you for getting it, because I've been called all sorts of things. Somehow I never seem to get Najite right. I've been called Ajike, Ajide. But so thank you.
Thank you
for having me on the show.
Yeah, thank you for coming as well. So, reading about you, it is it's a handful. Like you have a whole lot. How do you juggle all of that together?
Well, I don't anymore. When I first started out in 1999, 2000, I was trying a number of things. Like you mentioned, I was a scriptwriter, I was a stand-up comic, dancer, choreographer, an actor for the stage, etc. A number of things. I even was a boom mic operator at one point in time. But as my career has progressed, I've identified certain things that I know I'm really good at, and I'm sticking to those things, which is namely directing for the stage, and for film if I get the opportunity, acting for stage and television and film, and dance and choreography. Those things are...
That's so great. So based on what you said, is it okay to be confused at one point in your life and then before you get it straight? Because I mean, a lot of people beat themselves up for not knowing that particular thing to do.
I think it's just one of the things of your youth where you actually have an opportunity to try and fail it and fail again at different things, and discover yourself. And if you don't try it out, you won't know. And in our industry in Nigeria, it's pretty difficult to just do one thing. You always have your side hustle kind of thing. But even in that in itself is an opportunity to try things and see what you're really good at.
Okay, so let's talk about theater and TV, movie, and all of that. So tell us, you're a product of both worlds.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
The difference between theater and film, apples and oranges, they're both fruit, but different kind of fruit. With theater, you have usually more time to prepare beforehand, building your character beforehand. You have 4 to 6 weeks or maybe more before you have your moment on stage, and that is it. Film, you get more takes. It's just as difficult in terms of interpreting a character or bringing a story to life. But you have to, even though you take another take and repeat, you have to bring the same level of energy
all the time
with every successive take. So they both have their madness, I would say. They both have their difficulties and they both have their rewards.
Okay, so looking at it, because I've met with a lot of people who tell me that they were on a particular set for 2 weeks and then off to another one, off to another one.
Yeah.
But for theater, I know that they take a long time to put out one great act.
Yeah.
That's why it's usually great act, not just an act. So tell us, is it like more profitable? Because take, for instance, you have like 1 month to prepare. But for a movie, a film, you can always do 2 weeks, leave, get to another one.
Well, even though a lot of films now, they're spending a bit more time than just 2 weeks. Nollywood has evolved in that you could be on set for a month or even more now.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever been on such a set?
Well, mostly television.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, yes, I have been on a film set for about a month or so. And you do have more time to prepare, yes, in theater. But in terms of financially, there isn't anywhere in the world that theater is more profitable than film, unless you're doing a play where you have a long run.
Mm-hmm.
And that would mean that, you're going to be doing a show Monday through, Saturday or Monday through Sunday for weeks and months. That doesn't happen here as yet. The day will come. But because of the nature of film, and it's going to be distributed around the country and all over the world, hopefully, yes, they're better returns. We've gotten that, we're a little better with the theater because our own storytelling is our oral history. We tell stories, even when your grandmother would tell you stories, and she would act them out. So we're used to that. We have more of a history of doing that. In telling our stories visually with a camera, we're still relatively new to it. But I think there's a whole lot of room. Definitely, and we are improving.
True. Well, when I was talking to you earlier, I said that some people are of the opinion, which I happen to be a part of those set of people, that the movie industry is crowded, and you said you don't think so because you feel there's
enough sky for all the stars.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
There's enough sky for all the stars.
But then we see that in foreign movies, you can see a movie that is not so star-studded, probably just 1 or 2 known faces and others, and they get really celebrated afterwards. But here, I mean, it's like wanting to get noticed takes a great deal.
Okay.
So, I mean, why is that so?
Here's the thing. It's pretty much everywhere, it's not just here, where you would have directors and producers who have actors that they're used to working with. They get comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that per se. I guess it's up to a movie making production company and to directors to want to put in new energy. I believe that having tried and tested actors or movie stars or whatever it is, and then getting new people is a great formula. Some people don't work that way. I have the respect of my peers. I know that when I do work, it's quality. I believe that that's going to stand the test of time.
Very true.
I'm not going to be a flash in the pan. It's not that, oh yeah, she's a selfie, and that's it. Because nowadays, especially with social media, you can be famous. Everybody will know your face and all that, but what for? So for entertainment purposes, for storytelling purposes, if you're an actor or a director or a set builder or whatever it is, there has to be some training behind your talent, and that's going to create your space so that you will be noticed, so that you will get in there.
Very good. So, as an individual, do you think that at this very point you are in your career, you feel fulfilled? And
No, not yet. Absolutely not.
why do all of you say that? What else do you want to do? You're acting, you're directing, you're a scriptwriter. What else do you want to do?
Because in those roles, one of the wonderful things about being in the entertainment business as an actor or director is there's no retirement age.
You said that.
There's no, you can play until you drop dead, literally. And there are a few of us that have literally dropped dead while working. But there's no, okay, you're 65 now or go home. No, because in real life, there are old people. There are black people, white people, short people. We are showing humanity.
Like
and
representation.
Yes, we're representation. We're a reminder. We're not just mirrors. So there will always be people of all ages, all races, ethnicities, etc. So there are still characters that I am yet to explore.
What character would you like to
I would like to play somebody really evil and ruthless.
You said
Ruthless.
it's so mean.
Not just mean, not just mean, ruthless. Because I think people who are evil are not just born that way. Something makes them that way. So I like exploring why people are, not just, you don't, that way you give more than a one-dimensional performance. And I've played nice people, I've played mothers and I've played children, I've played, but I haven't played someone really wicked and ruthless. Not just your normal, in the depth of this person's being, they're ruthless. I would love it. I think it would be such a big challenge for me.
Najitedele, thank you so much
you.
for being on the show. So finally, what would you like to say to people out there? I mean, a lot of people are wanting to get into the movie industry, whether for genuine reasons or for not so correct reasons. They just want to get noticed, like we said. So what do you have to say to people like that?
For those, for people who want to become actors or get into the movie business, know that it's a responsibility, funny enough. You entertain people quite all right, but you are telling true stories, so to speak, by making believe. So if you just want to get noticed, stick with social media. If you want to tell stories, and if this is a career path for you, bring your talent, but get some training.
Turn it to skill.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being on the show. It was
Toke.
wonderful having you.
Thank you.
So more to come on Nigerian movies today. Don't go anywhere.
Sister, who are you? It's all about the excitement, bringing to the fore all you need to know about Nollywood. Nigerian movies today, showing on the network service of the NTA. Nigeria Movies Today, your passport to connecting to the glitz and bliss of Nigeria's movie industry. For advert placement, please contact the Marketing Department, NTA Lagos Network Center, Amadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, Lagos.
That was an interesting conversation there with Najite Dede. In all of what she said, I learned something. She talked about training. So now it's no more just being about a beautiful person with a good diction. You need to get your talent into skill. And that's exciting. That's the kind of movie we see now. A lot of people earning their craft. Moving on the show is interesting movies to watch.
Interesting movies to watch this week are The Meeting.
Don't come back here without the signed authorization. This company is finished if your presentation fails.
Madam, my appointment was for 4:30. Is the minister still not ready?
Sorry, sir. The minister was just called to the villa.
And you could not let me know, seeing that you told me 4:30 p.m. earlier?
Is that not what I'm doing now? Telling you.
This is bullshit!
Hey, mind your language! Mind your language with me. I'm a married woman, my friend. Excuse me, oh. The minister has closed for the day, so go back home and come back tomorrow. If you decide to stay here, it's your case.
And The Department.
did they get away with it?
Have you come to join us?
Why didn't you shoot him?
An assault is the only way. Assault goes ahead of plan.
And so we beamed our searchlight, and look who we found. It's that one person, though outside the shores of our great country, Nigeria, but still doing everything possible to ensure that we are proud to be called Nigerians, contributing to the entertainment industry in its all. Please, let's enjoy our Nigerian star in diaspora.
On Nigerian stars in the diaspora this week is Hope Adejoku Olubukola Olaide Wilson. She is popularly referred to as Hope Olaide Wilson. She is a British actress, writer, multimedia producer, and social entrepreneur. Born in UK on the 16th of August 1985 to Nigerian parents, Hope Olaide Wilson grew up in England and Nigeria. She was living in Nigeria when her mother won the US green card lottery. Her family's arrival in the US in 1996 helped to motivate and encourage this British-born actress to excel in her academics. She graduated from high school at the age of 15 and studied microbiology at UC Santa Barbara by age 16. Hope Olaide Wilson moved to Los Angeles after scoring an internship with the producer of Clean Match between the divas and celebrities tagged War Against Violence Against Women.
That's a good pass, good clearance from our contestant.
With celebrities from the Nollywood and the entertainment industry, the match ended 3-2 in favor of the divas.
That is a goal! Wow! What a goal from Wofai!
Participants expressed their views.
Event like this is very good. This is my first time of doing this, and I really love it. We need to encourage such programs, such initiatives.
We needed to strategize and ensure that it's not just a football that will come and pass, but it's something that will have meaning, that will have focus.
The grand finale, which took place at Ruby's Garden, Lekki Axis of Lagos, had in attendance dignitaries from all walks of life. At the end, Miss Abia State emerged Miss Tourism Nigeria 2016. All is set for the premiere of Amara, a movie with a storyline woven around a 42-year-old Nigerian